Hello tuners, it's Bobby here. I thought I would do this video alongside some pictures to basically just walk through an electronic water pump setup and the issues that I've recently found while doing it that no one lists, and how you can solve this if you do later on decide to go with an EWP or an electronic water pump. So I have a Davies Craig EWP 150, so that's the highest flowing one they offer, and I'm using the Frontline Fabrication block off at the front there, and I'm also using their sensor location here, but it's been modified to suit what I need, so I'm still running the heater coolant pipes to and from. The rear is just fed through here onto the radiator. So what happens on a stock system is once the water has come out of the head, or basically, sorry, I'll start again. Once it's gone past the pump and it's pushing it, this is your high pressure side of it. Everything right into the front of the radiator is your high pressure side. Everything after the radiator is your low pressure side as it's being sucked down or sucked into the pump. What was happening is I was having a high pressure buildup all through the pipes and it would not relieve itself at all. I would come back 2, maybe 3 days later and the water was cold, but the pressure was still there because it could not bleed off. So that got me thinking, what is the problem? I thought I had done something wrong, but what it turns out is it's something more simple. On the factory thermostat housing, where the thermostat sticks into the side, there's a gap. And what happens is as the high pressure, or as the engine shuts off, the high pressure that can't go past the radiator can't do anything. So it bleeds right back on itself past the thermostat and then straight back underneath the water pipe, which runs along the manifold. And then it goes back into the intake side of it, and then it circulates. So what that does is it allows the low pressure to suck the high pressure, and the high pressure forces the low pressure around. And this also means that you can have your coolant taking it back from the expansion tank back into here. Because what mine was doing, it was pushing it as it got hot, but it wasn't sucking it back because of the high pressure was not allowing it to do that. So how I have solved this, and it's very, very simple, is I've bypassed the radiator. So you have your standard radiator pipes. You keep those, that is exactly how they're meant to be. But to bypass the high pressure side, remember you can't go through the actual core itself because that's still a restriction. So when I did this, if it zooms in, sorry if the camera turns around, I'm on my phone doing this, my action camera is not charged. This bung here is a bleed off, so the water pump will suck a little bit out. It's only a 6AN, so it's tiny. But what will happen is once the engine is shut off, all of the excess pressure in here will push its way through to this, go along the bottom of the radiator. It will follow the line around to the bottom where the fuel, not fuel pipe, pump, sorry, it's the water pump. Where are you? There you are. And it will go in before the pump on the low pressure side. So what will happen now is all of that will push up through the water pump and go back through the cylinder head and keep a location of circulation. So that means that you'll be able to remove the high pressure from the outlet side, and you'll be able to keep a constant motion going through, so it will self-regulate itself. And I tested this yesterday after many weekends of figuring this one out, and it now works, because what happens now is I'll open it, it's still full up with water and I have no excess pressure. So I have solved the issue. So this is just to document anyone who's wanting to do this. You have to bypass the radiator with a small hose. It could be any size, it could be a 6mm hose, it doesn't even need to be 6 AN. I was originally going to do it out of 4 AN, and once it's done, it's just a bleed off, so the pressure will just circulate once the pump's off. So I hope this can help a few people in the future. It's not documented. I couldn't find anything on the web about it. All of the V8 guys, they have special housing, so it automatically bleeds off for them, but we're not lucky like that. We get block offs, and then we have to figure out the rest from there. So hopefully with this documentation, it will be helpful for the future for anyone who wants to do this, and then they'll know exactly what to do and how to solve the issue. Right, I hope you enjoyed this video and it's helpful for some guys thinking about going to the electronic water pump in the future. It's a great thing to do. Just having the fans on after the engine's shut down and the pump's still circulating, it's a great thing to have, especially in this heat at the moment. It's really nice and hot, about 30 degrees C currently. So yeah. Okay, thanks guys.